My name's Anthony and you're watching Crypto Ride, the YouTube channel that helps you responsibly navigate the ups and downs of the cryptocurrency space with videos on crypto news like the one you're about to watch, technical analysis, and also project reviews on all the up-and-coming projects that we think will thrive in the upcoming bull market. Today we're going to talk a lot about some price predictions made off of Bitcoin mining difficulty. Got a few charts we're going to look at, and we'll talk about how the mining difficulty can factor in to the Bitcoin price, because whenever you analyze the price of a current security or a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, you've got to factor in a number of different things, including the fundamentals, the news, and the trading action. But when we talk about Bitcoin, we cannot forget about the miners. They do factor in and they do play a role in influencing the price of the overall asset. So on that note, let's get started. While doing my research, I came across this article for us today on thebitcoinist.com. It says, Bitcoin price won't stop at 30K as reaction to difficulty begins. So as you guys know, there's been a lot of talk in the cryptocurrency community trying to predict where the top might be. I know Tika Tawari is predicting somewhere in the $40,000 range, who's my cryptocurrency guru from the Palm Beach Confidential and Palm Beach Letter. But we also have this Twitter analyst, Plan B, who's made a prediction based on the mining difficulty. And he says a Bitcoin bull run is right around the corner with a target price of $31,000 for Bitcoin. On his Twitter account, he tweeted out this tweet, which is basically a chart with a couple different images. So this is the 2010 bull run, which gave you 1,000,000% gains from the difficulty low. The 2012 bull run, which gave you 50,000% gains. Bull run that started in 2016, which was the most recent, which gave you roughly, 8,000% gains. And as you can see, as the bull runs cycle through, the gains are getting smaller and smaller. But based on this graph, he thinks that the gains could be somewhere around 1,000% and take us from that $3,100 low up to $31,000 for one Bitcoin. And while researching this video, I realized that there's a positive correlation between the price action, which as you can see here in yellow, and the mining difficulty, as you could see here in blue. So in general, these two move together. Now, this is kind of a condensed chart because it just shows from 2018 to 2019. But what I want you to see is as Bitcoin reached its all-time price high back in, you could figure this was probably January or February on this chart. But you could see what happened was the price got so high so fast that the mining difficulty was lagging behind. And then the mining difficulty got more difficult, and there was kind of a lapse. But as you can see here, and this is what Plan B is talking about, in January, we hit the low of the mining difficulty. And in his opinion, and based on historical data, he says Bitcoin bull runs begin when the mining difficulty is at an all-time low. So in his prediction, we started a bull run in Q1 of 2019. And as you know, I've been saying we started our uptrend. If you're looking at the charts on Bitcoin back in April over here, and that's when really, in my opinion, that uptrend started, that downtrend from the painful bear market was broken. And even though we've really been consolidating and bouncing around a lot in this descending triangle, we're still in an uptrend all the while. The other thing I want to mention in this video is how Token Insight just released its cryptocurrency mining industry quarterly report to give you every important detail you need to know in the mining industry for the second quarter of 2019. Now, I know we're already finishing up Q3 and getting into Q4, but this report provides insights on a lot of information and actually makes a prediction as to what the Bitcoin price might do in the future based on mining. So here's the report itself, and I will put a link to this in the description if you're interested in going into the weeds. And I want to go ahead and read this overview for you. During the second quarter of 2019, Bitcoin price soared, as we all know, leading to a fast payback of the mining industry. Because as I showed you over here, at a certain point, the miners were operating at a loss, right? When the mining difficulty was higher than the price of Bitcoin after the bull run. Despite the considerable hike in the price of mining hardware, the supply of mining machines still failed to meet the market demand in the second quarter, thus making it difficult for miners to purchase mining hardware for their operations. However, the market saw a solid increase in the supply of cloud computing power products as the spike in Bitcoin price generated optimistic expectations about the future crypto market outlook. All right, and then the bottom here, it says, this report aims at providing comprehensive information to the miners and ordinary investors in the industry so that they would be in a better position to make informed and realistic investment decisions. And I think that's one of the main takeaways from this video, which I mentioned in the intro, is that mining, as it relates to Bitcoin, is a very big deal, and it will always be directly related to the price of the asset. If you're like me and you're not a Bitcoin miner or never tried doing it, it's not something that I think about all the time, or that probably you think about all the time, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on when we're trying to do an analysis and trying to do research to figure out if we're getting a fair price, and of course, if we want to make price predictions in the future. If you read a little further in the article, the Token Insight report has the 95% confidence interval of Bitcoin price in 2020 will be between $17,000 and $23,276. And they use the Monte Carlo method, which I don't know too much about, but that was the method used in the statistics, which is based on geometric Brownian motion. It's adapted in this report to simulate the Bitcoin price time curve for the coming year. So you can look deeper into this on your own, but we've got Plan B calling for 31,000, and we have Token Insight calling for in between 17 and 23,000. Quite frankly, I'd be very happy with $23,000 Bitcoin based on the prices that I got in and based on the prices that it's getting in now. If you're dollar cost averaging like I've been, you're putting yourself potentially in a really good position for the future. Of course, nothing I say is financial advice, but this is my opinion. And I think this stuff's really fascinating, and hopefully you guys are enjoying hearing about it. In the short term, what do I think the Bitcoin price could do? I think if we measure the side of this big descending triangle that we've been in for a very long time, you can have a measured move up to roughly $14,700 if we were to break out today. If we were to break down today, which I'm not anticipating but could happen, we could go as low as $5,000. If we broke out towards the bottom, we could actually go lower than that into that $4,000 price range, and that just doesn't seem likely to me. I know the altcoins are really getting beat up, but Bitcoin's been holding firm here and defending that $10,000 price level pretty well. We wicked down to 9,900 here, but I'm not too concerned about it with a lot of the news coming out. And there's also going to be developments regarding ETFs in October, and we'll see if they get any approvals for some of the ones that have been proposed. So keep an eye on the charts. As for me, I'm looking for a breakout right here above basically $10,600. I got my price alert set at 10,550, I believe. Yeah, 10,550. If that happens, I might be taking a long position and looking to do a swing trade. But of course, I am a hodler and I hold Bitcoin. I swing trade just for fun to try and create some extra money because I like to go long, and I am extremely bullish on Bitcoin long term. So to me, it makes sense to swing trade it, right? If it's just going to bounce around in between 9,000 and 12,000 like it's been doing for the last 3 months, why shouldn't I be able to make a couple extra $100 or $1,000 and become really good at swing trading? So I've been reading up a lot about that, and I'm going to be sharing a lot about that on this channel moving forward. On that note, make sure to subscribe to our channel and join our community. Also, smash that like button if you enjoyed what you've seen and found value in what I'm saying. Again, I'm going to leave you guys a link to the cryptocurrency mining industry quarterly report for Q2 that I referenced in this video. If you want to look into that further, it's pretty interesting stuff, even if you're not a miner, and it's good to be informed. And I also want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks to our new subscribers and our returning subscribers. Enjoy the weekend, enjoy the ride, and I'll see you guys in the next video.